Hey, Pastor Sad here, the entrepreneurial pastor. I want to walk you through a little bit about IBO Toolbox and advertising because there's a couple of spots on IBO that you really want to pay real close attention to is how you do your advertising. If you've got a small budget and you're working with, you really need to consider trying to build your budget up so you can get to a place where you're going to advertise more and more and more. Because the more you're seeing, of course, the more opportunities you have a chance to get people to opt in and make a look at your offer and then make a purchase of your offer. But if you're only advertising a small amount, then you're not going to have very many people looking at your offer, even if it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. The key is eyeballs on offers, eyeballs on offers. And we get them, first of all, through getting a squeeze page that's going to be out there, a nice squeeze page that people have to opt in and get on your list, of course. And if you're not in the mobile community, you want to find out a little bit more about that by following me as well, because I do mobile as well. And this is not what this video is about, but that's another avenue. But you want to get people on your list, of course, and then let them take a look at your offer. As they take a look at your offer, of course, you have a chance now to have them engage and make a purchase. And those that make a purchase, you've got an upsell if you have an upsell. If you're a network marketer, you don't have an upsell. Most often you don't. You're just going to be able to provide them the ability to be able to get on your team or buy your product, and that's pretty much it. But let's talk about some of the spots on IBO that you want to advertise. The 728 by 90 banners. Those are big banners. Big what you see at the top of the page. Those are great banners to advertise with. I use those all the time because now they spend a little bit more as far as the credits are concerned, but they're really noticeable because they're right at the top of the page. They show up in three places. If you desire for them to show up in three places, they can. IBO Toolbox, which is inside on the dashboard where all the IBO associates are. Now, keep in mind, some of the associates are looking to promote their own business. They're not looking for your business. So if somebody does click on the link, chances are they're not really looking for your business. They're looking to just find out what you're doing. If you're not getting a lot of results there, it's because of that reason. Now, please understand it, because again, we're all IBO associates, right? If we're all advertising on IBO Toolbox in the dashboard or on the dashboard, that means that we have to understand that dashboard is seen by and only by the people that are part of IBO Toolbox as associates who happen to have their own businesses. Now, there's going to be a few that are, like to hop around, do different kinds of businesses, or add some to their add something to their arsenal. They may decide to join that way. So that's kind of a thing you need to think about. The second place to advertise, a great place to advertise for people that are going to see it outside of IBO Toolbox, is on the newsletter. The newsletter is gaining more and more popularity because people want to find out what IBO Toolbox is about. And on that newsletter, we have some great information that's always there. We always have a testimonial for folks that are using IBO Toolbox. And then, of course, there's a writing in the section down below. You have a chance to see people that are making comments about IBO Toolbox. Even in some of it's going over to Facebook. And so we've got a lot more exposure there than we've ever had before. So people are coming to the newsletter more and more often. So there's a great spot to advertise. And then you, of course, do an IBO Tube, which is people are finding out that the IBO Tube is a little bit different than YouTube because we've got businesses that are there specifically. This is business specific. And so you get a lot of training. You get some business updates. You have some new businesses that are coming out. You've got some old businesses that are out there, introductions of individuals, introductions of new products, introductions of old products. So that's out there as well. So that's a 728 by 90 banner that you look at. And that's one reason to use that particular one. And the other banner that I want to tell you about is a 468 by 60. Now, this is by far the most popular banner, most popular banner because it's seen everywhere. You can see it everywhere. Now, you have a choice, by the way. You do have a choice using the 728 by 90 or the 468 by 60 banner or the 250 by 250, which we'll talk about in just a minute. You can use these banners anywhere you want. You make the choice as to how many places you want them to advertise. I just give you the idea about who's going to see it. Okay, here's another good reason you want to do the 468 by 60. This particular one is seen, you can have it just display right on your profile. That means every page that you have on your profile, from the press releases to the video to your business page to your profile page to whatever you've got on a profile, that banner will show up on that profile page, which is dynamite. But keep in mind, if you're getting just a limited amount of traffic to your page, then your banner is only being seen by a few people. So keep in mind, you've got to get advertising and direct people to your profile. One thing that people do nowadays, and I recommend this to people, is direct people to your press releases. Because if you direct them to your press releases or a video in your advertisements, let's say you put an ad out and you begin to advertise all over let's say you advertise on other IBO social pages, right, profiles. You direct people with your advertising to your press release, which talks about your product offering, which sends them to which has a link in it that sends them to an opt-in page or a squeeze page, which gives them a chance to see your offer. So you've got now a person that's coming to take a look at another IBO affiliate, and if they don't have an ad on their page, and most of them don't, by the way, you take that space and have that ad there, you're going to be in a good spot. So that's a good place to advertise as well. The IBO member profile. You see my ads are on every IBO social profile that doesn't have a space there. I'm taking that spot. I really am. And then IBO social, the main page, if you advertise there, because again, people are wanting to find out what IBO social is about. And these are people from the outside that are looking in. We got IBO Junction, IBO Newsletter, IBO Gigs, and then the IBO Toolbox Wall. And keep in mind the IBO Toolbox Wall, when the 468 by 60s pop up there, those are folks that are part of IBO Toolbox already. And again, if they're looking for another business, it may not be as exciting to advertise your business there, but you can do that. That's okay, no big deal. But again, keep in mind the folks that see it are folks that are part of IBO Toolbox. And here's a hint for you. When you start seeing big companies that are advertising, or bigger corporations, or other folks that are advertising inside the toolbox, the dashboard area, they're there because they're looking for IBO Toolbox people to join them. That's the reason they advertise there, because they know that we are marketers and they offer services to us to assist us in the area of our businesses. So if you have a service-related kind of business, you can do really good there. That's one reason I advertise there, because I advertise quite a bit there, because most people all the people I'm connected with are people that are members of IBO Toolbox, and IBO Toolbox members that want to advertise, they want to advertise at the best possible price, so I offer them the best possible price. And so that's how I'm able to get more people coming in my direction, because they're looking at my offer for advertising. So I just have a pay it forward method going on there. But guys, keep in mind too, as I'm offering these credits at a tremendous discount, people are being able to subscribe. I've got a subscription program. I've got a la carte situation where you can just buy one time if you want to buy and just try it out. But those that want to advertise on a consistent basis and have a really advertising plan, the advertising plan puts them in a place where they're going to advertise on a consistent basis, get their offer out, have a proper funnel that people are going to work with, and also provide them the ability to be in the limelight at certain times of the day or all day if they choose to, depends on what their budget happens to be. The next one I'll talk to you about really quickly here is about the 250 by 250 ad, because that's a good ad as well to have, because again, it shows up on the right of IBO Toolbox, inside the IBO Toolbox. Keep in mind, again, the folks that see it are members of IBO Toolbox, so you've got to have a pertinent ad that's going to be effective to make that really work for you on a financial level. IBO Toolbox newsletter, that'll show up on the right side as well. We'll see it there. Home biz blogs, and also the IBO tube, it's going to show up there. So advertise, advertise, advertise. And I'm finding people that are choosing to just spend $10 or $12, $20 here haphazardly, or just do what they feel like doing on the advertising venue, and that's pretty much it. By the way, another advertising thing is the listings. You can use the listings as well. I don't use a lot of listings, but they do work pretty good because they don't use as many credits for that one. But when you start, getting into advertising on a big scale, here's what I do. I'll give you an example. What I do, I put $1 for every dollar of advertising I put in advertising. I'm expecting to make $2 for every dollar. So that means when I spend $500 on advertising credits, I expect to make 1,000, meaning that I've got a $500 profit. You see how that works? I put $500 in advertising. That's spent money. 1,000 comes back. That means I've got my 500 back, plus I've got another 500 on top of that. So I made a $500 profit. But when I decided to go a little bit higher and I wanted to make more money, I put in $1,000 in order to get 2,000 back. And so I'm able to make a clear 1,000, because that $1,000 I had to recoup the 1,000, and I've got 1,000 on top of that. Now, when I make the next level jump, I'm going to be putting in $2,000 in advertising. $2,000 in advertising brings back 4,000. Now, again, this is only because I know what I'm doing here. It's not because I'm so smart or anything like that, but this is a formula that has worked for many of the major network marketers. These guys are putting in. You're talking about, they're talking about making, okay, I make $15,000 a day. That means they're spending $7,500 a day to do it. How often would you spend $7,500 a day if you can get back $15,000 a day? How often would you do that? Think about it. But you don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money right now. Not right now. But when we start out, we say, well, I only have $100. I only got $100 to work with for the whole month. Well, if you got $100 to work with the whole month, you can expect to get back $200. Now, if it goes beyond that, maybe you get back $300. Listen, you're not going to put in 10 and get back 100. Okay, it's not in advertising. You may do something else to get that kind of money back, but not in advertising. Advertising is simply it's a method of getting people to understand that your message is out there. You're getting people to get on your list, and the numbers just continually pan out this particular way, especially online. That as you put $1 in, you can get $2 back, sometimes even two and a half, $3 back. Sometimes it's even less than that. Sometimes it's only $1.50, and sometimes it's not even that much because you're advertising in the wrong area. Now, if I were advertising IBO, let's give you an example. I can advertise my IBO Toolbox offers outside of IBO Toolbox. Do you think I do as well? No, I don't have a captive audience. I've got a captive audience in IBO Toolbox, so that's why I advertise on the IBO Toolbox wall about what I'm doing. Now, I've gone beyond that now. Just give me some insight as to what I'm doing here. I've gone beyond that now because anytime somebody sees an ad of mine, I send them directly to my page that has my IBO Toolbox offers on the page, but also they'll see the ad that they saw initially somewhere, or the press release. The press release may have pointed them some there, or video may have pointed them there, but they will see the actual notable ad that they, let's say I did an ad. I put an ad up on IBO Toolbox that has something to do with, let's say, bestmobilebiz.mobi. That's one of my businesses. So bestmobilebiz.mobi. Now they'll actually end up on my page that happens to be for my credit offer, right? But at the top of that page, they'll see an ad right there. Now, if it happened to be running that ad at the moment, that ad will be right there. If it's a different ad, you'd see a different ad. But the idea is that they now have gone to a page where they saw an ad that got their interest. They go there, they see that same ad again. They can click through and they find out what the offer is. Or if they want to browse the page, they're an IBO Toolbox member, right? IBO Toolbox member, and they're finding out that, wow, this guy he's offering IBO credits, and maybe they don't know it. And some people don't. And people discover that, well, gee, this guy's he's my associate. He's offering credits at a discount. He's even got a subscription program. The subscription program allows me to get credits at a small price per week, a weekly basis. I'm able to set up a spending plan for my advertising and able to get even the training from this guy as well at the same time. So I help people a lot like that so that I'm able to continually have business come in. And I do this kind of video so I want you to understand, when you help people understand what they're doing and why they do what they do, you can profit from it. I mean, I profit from this. I start off at $10 a month on advertising with IBO Toolbox. You check my records. You can't check my records, but I start out like a lot of folks, spending $10 a month, and I figured out, I said, gee, it's only 1,000 credits for $10. So is there a better way I can do this? Of course, there's a better way. You spend more money, right? So I start spending $25 a month for 5,000 credits. And then I start spending, $50 a month for whatever amount of credits that was. And I start spending $100 a month. And next thing I know, they start having these special offers. I'm buying more and more and more. And now I spend a whole lot more money on credits than anything that I ever do. Because that's what I became I didn't get backed into a corner, but I kind of found this, I stumbled into this business thing by accident. And I have another platform that I offer advertising on myself as well. And you'll find that on my IBO Toolbox credit page too. You'll find that offer there. And so it's a lot of things that I do, which I just direct to one page. So if you have a business offering that you're doing and you are really beginning to think about how to promote yourself more effectively, send it to one page. Either you use your press releases as that page so you can get a lot of IBO traffic, and then I'm talking about traffic from the outside, by the way, people that are coming to look at press releases and stuff. You get a lot of traffic from that direction. And then, of course, you have a lot of traffic coming from other spots as well on the internet. But IBO is a spot to advertise. You got all the various locations that they have available to us. They put this thing together in a great way. I don't know that everybody's taking advantage of it. Matter of fact, I know everybody's not taking advantage of it. I just couldn't say it. Not everybody's taking advantage of the platform that we have. It's a free platform. The only thing you have to do is actually buy credits to do it. And they give away credits every day, by the way. You can get 500 credits sometimes in a day because of just paying attention. I mean, just paying attention. You get 500 credits from IBO just for paying attention. I sometimes will have I mimic IBO. All I've done is mimic IBO, right? I've watched the success of these guys. And I said, you know what? They're doing a credit offer. I'm going to do a credit offer. They're doing subscriptions. I'll do subscriptions. They're offering free credits. I'll offer free credits. Success leaves clues. And that's all I'm doing. Now, not everybody's going to do the same thing. I've had people that have actually, I've trained folks to do what I do. But sometimes you just kind of have to have a knack for this kind of thing. You have to have a knack to know that what's going to be totally involved in in doing this and delivering the credits because we have a transfer feature within IBO. I'm able to transfer the credits, but I've got to do that 1,000 at a time. That's the max I can do, 1,000 at a time, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. So if somebody buys 40,000 credits from me, I've got to take 40,000, 1,000. I got to count that down. It's not a big deal because I made money off the situation, but the thing is that that's a reality that has to take place. I've got to buy at the right time. I've got to buy the certain amount of credits so I can make the prices the right prices, so I can make sure that I get that dollar for every dollar that I put in. I got to get two back. I've got to get two back. If I get $1.50, I'm okay. I'm okay with that, but that's not really a real profit right for me. I need to get another dollar back out of that situation. So sometimes I'm getting three, sometimes I'm getting four. That's exciting when you get to that place. So that's just a strategy that I'm using on IBO Toolbox. I would encourage you again to use those 728 by 90 banners, put those things out there, and get people to start seeing your content. Send them to a page that you're able to capture some names. Be certain if you're advertising inside the IBO Toolbox general area there in the dashboard that your offer is something that's going to be pertinent to the people that are members of IBO Toolbox that already have their own businesses. I will rarely ever, if ever, buy anything from anybody that's advertising on the IBO Toolbox wall. Why? I've got my own business, right? I mean, I've got a business besides selling the credits. So that doesn't appeal to me to be able to do that. I don't quite understand why people even do that, but they know that some people are hopping from business to business, and perhaps you're one of those people hopping from business to business. If you are, you might want to consider maybe making an adjustment there, because again, if you start doing the same thing they're doing, you're going to get somebody that's going to hop to your business and hop right back out. That's what happens. We hop in, we hop out. Been there, done that. Okay, I understand the process. Hey, listen, this is Sid Reynolds. I'm signing off right now. Just want to give you some IBO tips on how to use the banners in IBO Toolbox. Hope you got some information out of that and you can use it. If you'd like to find out more, to get to a place, here's one of my places you can go to, ibourl.net/get more IBO traffic. That's it. ibourl.net/get more IBO traffic. That's it. We'll see you. Bless you. Have a fantastic day.